Hello there, everybody. I'm WaitWhat, and I'm back with more Kansei. Now, I'll tell you what I'm doing here. That last episode was my legitimate playthrough, so this episode isn't going to be near as, well, straightforward, I guess. Well, it will, but this time I'm just going to go through it much quicker just to show you some of the things that you didn't get to see, because there is more to see, which I found a little bit after messing around yesterday. And one of the main choices comes a little bit later, but this is right after we tried to get in to see Mr. Otten, but he freaked out when he saw my character, Kansei, and we just met Liam, and he thought Naoki was a girl and all that stuff, yada yada yada. Now we're gonna go explore the mansion, and Naoki's afraid to go alone, remember? Originally I chose that. This time we're choosing just man up and go alone. Just man up and go alone.
But what if something happens?
Like what? You're in the super house of technology. If something goes wrong, a robot will probably pop out and save you.
Really?
Probably not.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't forget, I have seen all this already, just once though, so even I don't remember exactly what choice I make. Hopefully I can figure them out as I go. Because I was just messing around yesterday trying to see what else I could see. So, yeah. He actually looks disappointed. Come on, let's just get moving. The three of us file into the hallway. It's lined with doors. At the end of the hallway, the glass door leads to a descending staircase. Alright, this is where we split up. We'll start at the end and work our way back. So there's a staircase and the two doors at the end. Do either of you have a preference?
No.
I'd rather not go down there, if it's okay.
Naoki points to the staircase. No surprise there. It's quiet and out of the way. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Naoki's afraid of being underground. Where should I go? Okay, this time, even though it doesn't lead anywhere, the choice I made yesterday, I remember, was the staircase. Maybe things change if I go into whichever one whatever. But fine, I'll take the staircase. I turn and head down the stairwell. Although the hallway is brightly lit, not much of the light spills over into the stairs. It's a straight path to the bottom. The door at the end looks like all the other doors in the house. I touch it, and it beeps quietly at me, but doesn't move. Really? I run my hand along the door's surface, looking for a handle, but there doesn't seem to be one. I push on the door and it beeps again, but it still refuses to budge. Well, Sophia said that we had guest privileges, so I guess whatever's in here is off limits to guests. I turn around and head back up the stairs. So much for that. Neither Naoki nor Lee Mei are in the hallway when I return. I suppose they're each exploring their respective rooms. I lean against the wall and shut my eyes. They'll probably be out shortly.
Anything?
I'm afraid not. The door is locked. What about you? Find anything interesting? Lee Mei nods. She looks pleased with herself.
It's full of work from ancient China.
Yep. For a brief moment, Lee Mei's expression actually displays a childish expression of happiness.
It's beautiful.
I like Lee Mei. So he's an art collector then?
No, those pieces are protective wards.
Strange.
Hey, did you find anything?
Naoki appears from the first door in the hallway. He looks a little flustered. No. The door at the bottom is locked. Did something happen in there?
There's a girl in there, Marissa.
Ah, right, the reporter. I forgot that she was wandering around here too. And
She's a little scary and loud.
I definitely remember Marissa being overbearing, but I don't know if I'd call her scary.
She kept asking me all these questions about why we were here and if I knew anything about Liam. I didn't know what to say.
Well, if nothing else, that girl is supremely nosy. But I think I knew that already. Did you tell her anything about the Sarah Blackmore case?
Of course not. Aki wouldn't like that.
Of course, Aki. I suspect that Naoki's entire life revolves around making sure Aki isn't unhappy. Talk about brotherly love. Then again, who am I to judge?
Well, should we keep exploring the house?
Yeah, let's get... Oh no, oh my god, Auden's dead.
Whoa, are you okay?
I don't feel so
What's
good.
happening?
What's going on?
I feel my stomach churning. Lee looks ill too. We've seen this already. Please don't.
Scared. He's scared.
Who? Con guy?
I clutch my stomach. Everything feels so light. It's Mr. Otten. I reach down the hallway, clutching my stomach. Mr. Otten! I stumble up the staircase, barely stopping for breath. As I head toward Mr. Otten's office, Naoki and stairs and stuff. Something's wrong with Otten. I rush to the door and pound on it frantically. Mr. Otten! Mr. Otten! Gursky grabs me by the shoulders and pulls me away from the door. Let me in, there's something wrong.
Whoa, kid, calm down.
I feel like I'm about to throw up, but I doubt Detective Gursky would appreciate that. He's not okay. Gursky stares at me for a moment. He looks torn. You can tell he's not exactly ready to trust me yet, but I think he also feels like something is wrong. Finally, he turns to Sophia.
Mr. Otten has been unusually quiet for a while. Are you sure everything is okay? Is there any way we can force ourselves in?
Sophia doesn't look pleased by his request.
It's certainly unorthodox. I don't think Mr. Otten would be pleased.
I think he'd be even less pleased if he needed medical attention and we didn't get it to him.
Sophia sighs and nods.
Very well. The only way to open the office without express permission is to reset the security system.
And how exactly does one do that?
Someone needs to reboot the system manually. Then someone else has to enter the restart code within 10 seconds of the system being rebooted.
Sounds complicated.
It's meant to provide maximum security for Mr. Otten. I'm the only one here who knows the code, so someone else will have to go to the basement to reset the power.
You mean down the staircase? I think that door is locked to visitors.
It is, but I can open it from here. Once you head down there, everything will be fine.
Detective Gursky glances over my shoulder.
Alright, Naoki, go reset it.
What? Why me?
Somehow I get the feeling Naoki says that a lot. He doesn't look too thrilled to have to go back down there. I kind of feel bad for him. Okay, last time I chose this. Why don't I go down there? This time I'm going to say, don't worry, I'm sure it'll be okay. And with this option, this closes off the basement for me. So if I choose this one, then I get to go to the basement, as we already know. This one, I can't go down into the basement. It's always locked to me. At least that's what happened last time. So, don't worry, I'm sure it'll be okay.
Right.
Naoki doesn't seem too inspired by my words, but he leaves anyway. We stand in awkward silence for a few minutes before the lights flicker off. As soon as the lights power back on, Sophia punches in a rapid-fire series of numbers into the keypad beside the door. The door swings open and three of us crowd into the doorway.
Mr. Otten!
Sophia rushes in and grabs the body lying on the floor.
Mr. Otten! Sir!
She shakes him gently, but he doesn't respond. Detective Gursky leans over Mr. Otten's body and places 2 fingers on his neck.
He doesn't have a pulse.
No! He was just alive a moment ago!
Sophia pulls Mr. Otten's body away from the desk and tries to roll it over, but she can't support his weight.
What are you doing?
There's still a chance I can save him! Please help me!
Gursky points at me.
Con guy, help us move the body.
I step forward and coil my arms under one of Mr. Otten's arms. With a groan, Detective Gursky and I lift the body and lay Mr. Otten on his back. As I lay Mr. Otten's arm down, my hand brushes against his. Oh no, not now. Not even as I struggle to maintain consciousness, my mind is flooded with Mr. Otten's final thoughts. I'm hot, but it's not because of my surroundings. I feel like I'm burning up from the inside. I can't breathe, and all I can feel is fear. Why didn't I protect her? I never should have let her be with him. I wish I had never met him. No, I wish I could have stopped him. I was so close. No matter what, he mustn't find it. Please, someone, anyone, keep it safe. The vault must be protected at all costs. I open my eyes slowly. I'm kneeling on the ground, but Detective Gursky and Sophia aren't even looking at me. Sophia has her hands on Mr. Otten's chest with her fingers interlocked.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She pumps his chest with her hands, counting out loud as she does. Mr. Otten doesn't move. Again, she pumps his chest, trying to start his heart, but again, nothing. She leans down and grabs his mouth, but Detective Gursky steps in and pulls her away.
That's enough.
What are you doing? There's still a chance!
She punches him with her free arm, but it doesn't affect him.
Look at him. His skin is pale, his pupils are dilated, and he's covered in sweat. There's a good chance he was poisoned. And you could be poisoned too if you try to resuscitate him.
Sophia makes another desperate attempt to escape from Detective Gursky's grasp, but he holds her firm.
Don't. You did your best, but there's nothing we can do now.
Sophia's knees buckle under her, and she falls to the ground with a choked sob. I thought she was just Mr. Austin's personal assistant, but his death seems to have really shaken her up. Detective Gursky kneels beside her and places a hand gently on her shoulder.
Sophia, everything's going to be okay.
She shakes her head, but when she opens her mouth to speak, all she can do is sob. I back out of the room slowly. They really don't need me here right now. In the hallway, Naoki and Lee May are waiting.
Lee May said he's gone.
I nod slowly.
What happened?
I think it was poisoning, but I don't know.
Did you see it?
Yeah, he was scared of something. Someone, I think. I still don't know why. His final wish was to protect the vault.
What's the vault?
No clue.
We should find Aki. She'll know what to do.
She's coming.
Lee May turns toward the staircase just as Aki reaches the top.
Hey, what happened? The lights went out for a moment.
Mr. Alton died.
Died? How?
Poisoning, it seems.
Did you read his last moments?
Yeah, he was regretting meeting someone, said he needed to protect the vault of some sort.
Interesting. I haven't seen any vaults around here, but I assumed that it would be hidden.
Detective Gursky exits the study with Sophia. She appears to have calmed down, but her body still trembles every time she breathes in.
The police are on their way. It's a bit of a drive for them, so we'll have to sit tight until then. I suggest we all wait downstairs. As I don't have any jurisdiction here, it's only a suggestion.
He looks directly at
But
me.
it's the best option if you want to stay unnoticed.
He turns and leads Sophia down the staircase, helping her with one step at a time. Aki frowns as they leave.
Always the gentleman. Nothing. Anyway, we should probably follow his suggestion and head downstairs. We wouldn't want to get into any more trouble than we already are.
I assume this is what we've already seen by that. What do you mean? Since when are we in trouble?
It's not you.
Aki shoots a glance at him, and the expression on his face makes it obvious she just told him something. I suddenly remember saying that was bothering me earlier. You know, Detective Gursky told me you guys belong to the government. What does that mean?
It means that Miko shouldn't talk so much.
Down the stairs, Naki follows, Lee May stays.
Do you truly want to know?
Yeah.
We're on parole. Mikolaj Gursky is our parole officer.
Satisfied, she turns. Parole, convicts, Naoki, what? Yeah, oh no, oh god. Who am I working with? Detective Gursky glances at me in wild
Glad
amusement.
you could make it. Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? You okay?
No. I'm fine. Down the
Miss Millerson wasn't feeling well, so Naoki offered to make some tea for her. Aki said she had to use the restroom.
kitchen,
although I suspect she
restroom,
just
Lee
the house
May.
is in lockdown right now, so it won't let any of us leave until Sophia unlocks it.
Okay, here we go. Talking to Gursky. Appears to be deep in thought.
What?
Nothing.
Well, that's not true.
Nothing I want to talk about then. Crosses his arm and sighs.
I don't know where you've been all these years or why, but that look in your eyes is still the same. The
What?
one that says you're already trying to figure everything out. It's like watching someone who just started work on a puzzle. You're digging through the pieces and looking to build a frame, but you don't have much yet.
Yes, exactly. That much is true. I don't remember seeing you before, though.
I doubt you would. We've never met in person. I sure heard a lot about you, though. Both of you.
I suddenly feel my stomach knot up. How much is a lot?
Not enough, apparently. I thought you were dead. We all did.
Yeah, that was kind of on purpose.
Do you have any idea how much work was put into finding you?
Don't even start. I'm not in the mood to hear a lecture from someone who doesn't know what I'm going through.
You know, back in the day, I couldn't go 10 minutes without hearing your names. Oh, they're so great. What heroes these kids are. Why can't we have such helpful people here? What a joke. When we found her body, the first person they looked for was you, but you were nowhere to be found. At first, they thought you'd been kidnapped. As days passed, they thought maybe you'd been killed. When I saw you yesterday, I thought you had finally come back to do something worthwhile again.
I solved the murder for you, didn't I? What more do you want?
What about your sister's murder? You're the only witness, but you ran away. Why?
Last time I chose it's complicated. This time it has nothing to do with you. I don't owe you an explanation.
That may be so, but you owe it to your sister, don't you? The case went cold, but maybe if you tell us what you know, we can find her killer.
I'd rather you don't get involved. It's something I have to deal with on my own. I get the feeling that choice didn't make much difference than last time, but I
Sorry,
don't remember.
kid. I'm sworn to uphold the law. Even if you don't want me getting involved, I kinda have to.
I know, just... I silently let my hands fall to my sides. It's not what you think.
We'll talk about this more later, but I promise that this isn't over. I got a call this morning about my report from yesterday. You've already caused a disturbance with your return.
I don't know. Did Schultz find out yet?
Are you kidding? She was the first.
And that's why I didn't want to tell you who I was. I knew they'd all find out I was back.
They'd find you eventually. It was only a matter of time.
Am I in trouble?
Yeah, I'd say so. If it weren't for Aki's insistence that you stay with her, I'm sure they'd already have come to take you back.
This is not good. This is so not good. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you try actually having a backbone this time around?
Listen, I'm sorry, okay? I was 15 and stupid. I shouldn't have run away. But can we just focus on the dead body we've got on our hands right now? I kind of feel like we're just let in the past get in the way of the present.
The present only exists because of the past, you know.
But I understand what you're saying.
But I see your point.
Oh.
Figuring out the cause of death for Mr. Otten does take priority right now. I'll be upstairs. Come talk to me if you find out anything.
Now, here's the part where I'm saving this slot. Where it's just still the same old, hey, it's in our hallway, run over.
Whoa!
Yo, Kevin, what's up?
Never seen you around before.
Liam,
Oh, good.
we don't like Liam.
Kevin, I'm the IT.
IT
Sophia
guy.
Master code.
Lockdown, he has the master code which unlocks any door.
And who are you again?
I'm Kansei.
Wicked. So Big Will is
Nope, not Liam. Stuff happens.
passed away.
As in dead? Not entirely
Whoa.
sure. Can't run his fingers.
Sorry, man. This
Can't
is
believe
well,
it. Blah 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 blah.
Well.
Super paranoid.
So what?
What happened? Well, he may have been murdered.
Holy cow! Murdered? I didn't see that one coming.
Kevin rubs his chin thoughtfully.
I guess that's what he meant.
I get the feeling you did see it coming, but whatever. What are you talking about?
Mr. Otten never liked to talk about his history. Anytime someone asked, he'd always say that he'd buried his past a long time ago. Once, when he'd had a little too much to drink, he told me that he was afraid that one day his past would come back and return the favor.
That sounds pretty ominous. It would fit with the fact that he's built up his house like a fortress, though.
Man, dead? Really?
He shakes his head.
Sorry, it's just too weird. I'm still having a hard time believing it.
Mission accomplished probably going on through your head right now.
So, are the police gonna question us all and stuff?
Probably. Grimace has realized that I'm about to be dragged into yet another investigation.
Well, I guess I'll hang out here until then. I'll be in the security room if you need me. It's the first door on the left here in this hallway.
Okay. Yay, security room. Try the door, knock.
What's up? Yeah, I did.
What do you want? That's
Sure, why not? Since Mr. Otten hired you, you'd probably be allowed in here anyway.
Doesn't take a look long. Counter stuff.
Welcome to my Fortress of Solitude. Not everything.
Assume we've already seen this, so I'm skipping. See, I could skip like this the entire thing. That's how I got through it so quick yesterday a few times, but then even I would forget all the little details. Why you work for Mr. Otten, money, how'd you get this job, handpicking, that's all. Examine, can't do it. Nope, it's not what I want. I've learned that you really don't need to examine, like, hardly any of these rooms. Yeah. She doesn't like this answer. I don't remember if I need to answer. Does she have any important information? I don't think so. Just lucky guess?
Truly?
Yeah, remember, why did I know about Mr. Otten? So I put just lucky guess this time. That was definitely not the right answer. Well...
You're telling me that out of nowhere you just guessed that something was wrong with Mr. Otten?
Yes?
And this guess was so compelling that you pounded on his office door until we finally opened it?
I guess so.
Stop lying to me. Mr. Otten is dead and I know you're involved. Why else would he have been so afraid of you?
Hang on. Kansei didn't do anything. He just happened to be here today. If it weren't for him, you might not even know that Mr. Otten is dead yet.
Sophia's glare softens, but she doesn't take her eyes off of me.
Then where did this lucky guess come from? Surely you don't scream outside everyone's door the moment you guess that something has gone wrong.
No, but that sounds very entertaining. If I were the killer, I wouldn't tell you that Mr. Otten died. I'd run away.
The criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
Fine, then how did I do it? I never even saw Mr. Otten. Sophia's expression wavers for a moment. She can't actually think of a good answer.
It was you. It had to have been you.
Yes, it was all me. I purse my lips and shake my head. Nothing I say will matter at this point in time.
Sophia, I'm so sorry about Mr. Otten. But he's the one who called us here, remember?
Naoki tentatively places his hand on Sophia's shoulder. She flinches, but she doesn't move away.
I know it's scary, and I know that it's confusing. But I know you're a smart woman, and you know that what you're accusing him of doesn't make sense.
I actually have no idea how long this video is going to be.
We're here to help. Please, let us help.
Maybe I'll just allow it to be an extra long video. Sophia breathes in slowly.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping to the strangest conclusions here. I must not be in a very good frame of mind right now.
I don't blame you. Sophia sighs and shuts her eyes. She looks like she wants to cry again. I'm sorry. You really cared about Mr. Otten, didn't you? No, not really. For a moment, Sophia doesn't respond. Her shoulders shudder as she takes in a deep breath. Finally, she opens her eyes and speaks in barely more than a whisper.
I don't know what I'm going to do now that he's gone.
I'm so sorry.
Naoki places a hand on her shoulder. For a moment, I feel strange. She definitely sounds sincere. Something about what she just said sounds off. And I know exactly what it is. I don't remember if that was in the last playthrough.
I'm sorry. I just really want to find the person who did this. If there's anything you need to know, just ask, okay?
Yep. Dr. Yu. Why do you work? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Did Mr. Otten have some sort of vault at a bank?
He did not. Mr. Otten didn't trust banking institutions very much. He preferred to play the stock market himself. His belief was that he should be allowed to do as he pleased with his own money. And if he lost it all, then it was his fault.
Fair enough.
He'd rather lose everything on his own than gain a little interest from a bank playing it safe.
Okay. Well, that was that. What do you think?
He covered it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've already seen him. Let's get out of here. Still love this music. No one in the bathroom. Yet. This leads to no. This leads to Shine. I don't remember. This one. Yo, Lime, what's up? Nah, not really. I guess I'm used to it by now, if death bothers me. I still think it's sad, but I'm kind of numb to all of it. I stare at my hands around my fingers slowly together. My palms feel sweaty. What about you? Lime stares at me curiously. She's still same thing as before. What is everyone feeling now? Saw this last playthrough. Yep. Calligraphy. Do you know much about the artifacts? Yeah, she has nothing new to say right now. But, I'll tell you now, the safe is... You can't see my mouse, can you? Damn. That thing on the far right, in the back of the room. That black box with the light white doors or whatever. That thing. Okay. Yeah, right under the arrow here. This way. The door slides open to reveal a wide room. Yep.
Oh, Kansei, hello!
She looks happy to see me. Did I do something?
Hey, did something happen? I saw Sophia rush by with that nice boy, but you didn't tell me what was going on.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure there's a technical way to put this. Mr. Otten died.
What? Are you kidding?
No. Marissa stares into my eyes, searching me a mixture of fear and panic. I stare back until the truth of the incident sinks in. Her expression changes slowly, as she realizes that I'm not lying.
Are you sure? What happened?
Okay, we chose I'm not sure last time, right? This is one of the ones I feel like there is a difference in which one you choose, because there's something, yeah. Was it this one? Screw it. If it wasn't, I'll just come back here later and make this choice. I think he was murdered.
Murdered? I suppose that shouldn't come as much of a surprise.
What do you mean?
William Otten is not a popular man. His business practices are already reprehensible, and there have been rumors of unethical treatment of some of his test subjects. That's why I came. I was hoping I'd be able to uncover something about what he might be doing.
So you're really just sneaking around trying to dig up some dirt?
It's really not what you think.
Okay, then what?
Nothing.
What sort of illegal things was Mr. Otten doing?
Well, I've heard that he used to head up a series of experiments for the government back in the day. Something about altering genetics. The whole thing wasn't exactly approved as humane, and pretty much everyone was kept in the dark about it.
Then how did you find out?
It's a long story, but the short version is I've met a lot of the victims. I've pieced together their stories and followed the trail back to William Otten.
Okay, so Mr. Otten toyed with genetics and someone wants to kill him for it?
It's a possibility, isn't it?
I suppose. I think this one we've already heard, right?
Though,
Dogfights.
Recently. Not
That's
to
a
mention
felony. It's
I'm
cruel.
fairly certain he was just getting fed up with Liam's antics. It's one thing to dismiss underage drinking, but the heat from Liam's participation in animal cruelty is bad publicity he didn't need. I heard he was planning on
Cutting him from his
as
will.
far as I...
Haven't gotten around to it. Don't have any questions right now.
Sure thing.
See, I'm trying to... There's nothing down here, but go down there anyway. It's locked. Guess there's no hope of getting in there. Yes. Or no. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Don't mind me. I need to remember what to do. To talk to Gursky? I don't think Mr. Otten was murdered. Suicide, could be, don't know. Rocking the R's really convicts? Technically, no. Well... I heard that Mr. Otten was conducting genetic experiments on people. Just a sec. It gets to the point that I feel paranoid if I'm recording or not after the mishap with whatever that game was. Already forgot. Moonlight Ghost. I heard that Mr. Otten was conducting genetic experiments on people. Mikolaj's eyes widen.
That's a pretty strong claim. Are you sure?
Well, not exactly. I mean, Marissa said there were rumors about it.
Listening to rumors is a dangerous thing. Each has a grain of truth wrapped up in a powerful lie.
Well, there's enough truth in them. Blah! There's enough truth in them that she came all the way here to investigate.
And then let's hope she turns something up. Until then, I'd be wary of believing things without any substantiation.
Do you know if Mr. Otten has a vault at the bank?
I assume most rich people do. Why do you ask?
I heard him. I didn't even choose that option last time. I heard him mention something about keeping a vault safe before he died.
That's strange. I didn't hear anything.
Maybe I just made it up.
No, you're probably onto something. Although, looking at his lifestyle, I'm actually inclined to think that any vault he cares about would be in this house.
How do you know?
He rarely leaves the house, and security here is tight, even for a high-ranking official. It's obvious that he has trust issues. Someone like him wouldn't let a bank hold on to something important. Besides, I'm sure he'd want to keep a close eye on it too. If there's a vault, it's definitely somewhere in here.
Gursky's right. It has to be hidden in this place somewhere. I wonder if anyone here knows about it. Okay. Alright then. And now we get to meet Aki. Whoa.
Oops, sorry, Con.
Where have you been?
I was just upstairs with Liam.
Yeah, seen it. Yeah.
What about you? Find anything interesting?
Well, when I read Mr. On's death, the last thing he thought about was protecting a vault. He said the vault had to be protected at all costs.
Maybe the killer is after it too. We should try to figure out what's in it. Or, better yet, actually find it.
Talk to you, Aki.
Well, he did mention that his uncle...
Yeah.
It sure makes poisoning him...
So, criminals. I've explored as much of the house as I can. I haven't gotten a good look at the security room. Kevin's always in there, and I don't want to be poking around while he's watching.
I don't suppose you could sneak in or...
See, she wants me to find the vault before we figure anything else out. Or, you know...
Hey, con guy, right?
Yeah, what's up?
Just wondering if you were on good terms with that police dude.
I wouldn't really say that I am.
Huh.
He died. Now again, I don't remember what I chose. I know I chose that the first time. No, that the first time. I'm gonna save it here anyway. No. It looks more like he was murdered. No, I didn't choose this one, did I?
Murdered?
Because I wanted to... No! Load it. I chose that one, didn't I? Because I wanted to see his reaction. Yeah, it was probably a heart attack.
Yeah, figured as much. Well, that's that, I guess.
That's it? You're just going to shrug it off like that?
Am I supposed to cry or something?
He's your family.
I've lost family members before.
He shrugs.
Really, it's more annoying than anything else.
He kicks the door to the living room and the sensor by the door beeps a complaint. Liam rolls his eyes and turns toward the camera. The lens takes a brief moment to focus before the sensor beeps and the door opens.
Can't believe I'm locked in this stupid place because of a stupid heart attack.
Marissa's eyes light up the moment Liam enters the room.
Liam Otten, just the man I wanted to see.
What?
Liam looks a little aback as Marissa gushes over him.
I'd like to interview you for the magazine Modern Trends, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Liam quickly regains his composure and throws himself on a nearby couch.
What do you want to know?
I quickly duck out of the room before I have to watch any more of this display. And then I quickly go right back into said room. Liam looks up at me from the couch with a bored expression on his face.
Hi again.
I scan the living room quickly. Liam's the only person here. Where's Marissa?
Oh, her? She went to the bathroom, I think.
So far, so good. He turns his back to me and focuses on the widescreen television set in front of him.
Did you want something?
Just wondering if we could talk.
What? Are you a reporter too?
No.
Oh, right. You're with Aki. She said you guys were economics students studying Uncle's business practices.
Economics students? I would not have called for that. Yeah, school paper.
Well, you can ask me anything you want, I guess. But I don't really pay attention to what Uncle did.
I'm trying to remember, because if I told him he was murdered, this scares him off. Then he goes to his room. Yeah, that's right. Do you know if your uncle keeps a vault in the house?
Oh yeah, he totally does.
Do you know where it is?
Nah, not so much.
I felt my shoulder sag in defeat. Any guesses?
Well, he always told me it was in a place I could get to easily, but no one would be able to see me. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention.
There's a shocker.
He was pretty proud of it, though. Said that even if someone managed to find and open it, they still wouldn't get the contents.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe it's booby traps. Can you imagine that? Someone opens a safe, and then boom! Money on fire everywhere!
No, but spoiler, Mr. Otten doesn't know we have a Lee May. Yeah. Is there anyone who might want your uncle dead? Liam frowns and stares at the ground.
Lots of people, I guess.
Can you be more specific?
This is stupid. I don't have to tell you anything if I don't feel like it.
Sorry, I was just asking. I heard that your uncle didn't pay his employees. Yeah, I don't remember. Did I skip over that? Yeah, that happens. I don't remember where that happened though.
Well, Sophia and Kevin, yes. He said that in order to trust someone, money can't be involved in the equation.
Oh, was that Aki that said it? So Kevin was lying about being paid and all that stuff? Yeah, okay. Wouldn't it make someone less trustworthy if you didn't pay them?
What, you think one of them killed Uncle? What would they have to gain? If he's dead, it's not like he could pay them.
Liam eyes me suspiciously.
You're asking weird questions. What's this really about?
Just asking some economics questions, nothing big. Well, that's all. Now, let's go to the bathroom.
Oh, hello, Kansei. Did you need to...
Nope, not that awkward. Marissa points at the stall. No, it's fine. I was just wondering what you were doing in here. Marissa frowns and begins to fidget.
Well...
Wait, do I want to know? No, it's not what you're all thinking.
It's nothing bad.
She scans the room quickly with her eyes, though she's making it sound kinda weird.
I just needed a place where I could be private. You know, someplace where no one's watching.
Still sounds very weird.
There are cameras all over this place, you know?
So, she shivers.
That's terrifying. Aren't you bothered by the fact that someone you don't know could be watching your every move at any point in time?
Damn it, Google.
We give up so much of our private lives into the hands of strangers, and we don't even think twice. Doesn't it bother you?
I guess so. It's probably something that should bother me more, all things considered.
Well, Mr. Otten at least had the decency to leave the restroom as a private area.
As far as you know, no, I'm pretty sure you're dead.
I wonder how long that will last.
So you came in here because you needed to be alone?
I just needed some time to think without feeling like someone is watching me.
Well, there is a frickin' chair. Look at that thing. Look how comfortable that thing looks in the restroom. What does Mr. Otten do? Come in here and stare at himself in the mirror? Guess leave you alone then. Yeah. No, in here? Yeah. Cat, does anyone in your family suffer from any kind of medical condition? Sophia places her hands on her hips and gives me a sharp glare.
Has someone been talking about my husband?
Liam told me about him. Did I skip over that too? Whatever. Yeah, Liam's telling me stuff. Or else I just have a terrible memory.
That boy.
Did we already do this? Maybe we already did this in the first playthrough. I don't remember.
Yes, my husband's heart is failing, and Otten Engineering is the only company with the technology to keep him alive. Mr. Otten allowed my husband preferential treatment in exchange for my services. I may not receive a paycheck, but I value my husband's well-being even more.
She clasps her hands together and straightens her back.
Now please do not pry any further into my private life.
No, it's just the conversation I had with Liam right before this, wasn't it? But asking why, yeah, Sophia don't get paid. Okay. Do you know anything about a vault or safe hidden in this house?
Yes, Mr. Otten mentioned a safe place once or twice, although I don't know the exact location. I'm sure it's in the house somewhere, but the way he spoke of how inconvenient it was, I assume it wasn't located in his study.
Do you know anything about any experience with altering genetics that Mr. Otten ran?
Mr. Otten has run a good number of studies on genetics, but experimentation was more the forte of his old business partner. That was nearly 20 years ago, though.
Can you remember to kill Mr. Otten? Yeah, I've already seen all this. Mr. Otten planning to cut Liam from his will? Yes. I don't think we need to talk to you, but... Oh yeah, do you do everything your sister tells you to do? Seems like you keep giving up what you want in order to please her.
Actually, it's sort of the other way around. Our mother died during birth, so Aki was the one who had to raise me. She gave up her life for my sake. I guess after making her life so difficult, I'm just trying to make things easier for her now. Besides, I don't do everything she tells me to. We argue all the time.
Seriously? Sure doesn't look like it to me.
Stay with us a little longer, and you'll see plenty.
Sweet. Why do Aki and Detective Gursky hate each other so much?
Well, both of them have very strong personalities, but they have different approaches to solving problems. He thinks she's too impulsive, and she thinks he's too indecisive.
And what do you think?
I think they're both right, and I think things are gonna go terribly again if they don't realize this.
Again? What happened?
I guess...
And here's the kicker. Naoki bobs his head back and forth, as if he's trying to think of a tactful way to say something very blunt.
Well, they both agree that it was the worst blind date ever.
Ha ha ha. What?
Oh, please don't tell anyone I told you that.
Yeah, sure. I can keep my mouth shut. Naoki smiles at me. He looks relieved.
I'm sorry, I have to get going.
What's up?
Aki wants me to look around upstairs for a bit.
Right, okay, sure. See you, I guess. Yep, and now to find out where the thing is. Kevin
You're an
smirks.
interesting guy, Kansei.
Yep. I'm a detective. I found that article. It means he knows who I am. I hate this house. Yeah, I'm working undercover right now.
That's so cool! Hey, do you think the government would hire me to do, like, spy computer stuff?
I don't know. I guess I'll ask.
Sweet!
What should I talk about? Do you know about a vault hidden in this house?
A vault? Can't say I do. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably in his office. It's the most secure place around here, after all. Although, I can't think of anything he might have that's more valuable than that precious artifact collection of his. He sunk more money than I care to think about buying all that old stuff up. Maybe that old museum of his is the vault. He certainly loves it enough.
What do you mean?
He wanders in there all the time, just to look at stuff.
Kevin points at one of the monitors on the wall. The glowing screen displays an angled image of the
That room
museum.
has so much stuff he cares about. You could probably say it's his vault.
Kevin points to the bottom corner of the screen.
There's a blind spot right here. Anything under the camera won't show up on the monitor. It's the only place in the house with such a massive blind spot. I keep telling Mr. Otten that we should reposition the camera, but he refuses.
Why would Mr. Otten willingly hide a portion of his house? Maybe there's something there he doesn't want Kevin to see. I'll have to go inspect it myself. Liam's nightlife. So, about your family's debt. Kevin's face darkens and he tugs on his hair nervously.
Yeah, that.
There's nothing to feel bad about.
You think so? Because I think there's plenty to feel bad about.
He glares at
My
me.
parents took out a loan so I could go to a good college, yeah? Everything looks okay until my last year when the company suddenly changes their policy. The minimum payment shoots up and the interest rate goes through the roof.
They can't do that.
Sure they can. It was in the contract, printed all tiny and in legal junk.
He rolls his eyes.
My parents are too trusting, but they wouldn't have gotten into this situation if it wasn't for me. And if I had been there, maybe I could have read the contract myself and seen something.
He looks like he wants to say more, but instead he merely gazes at the ground.
So yeah, I feel pretty bad about it. But what can I do, you know?
That's all. And the room's right there. See, the door we come in is... Damn it, you can't see my mouse, can you? Screw it then. Wrong one. Did you really no, I skipped some stuff. Blah. Did you really participate in dogfighting? Liam's eyes grow wide.
Why is it that that's all anyone ever talks about?
Is that a yes? He rolls his eyes.
Sure, whatever. Yes.
I'm surprised that he confessed so easily. I guess he feels like he doesn't have anything to lose. Well, why? I tried to keep my cool, but I didn't expect him to be so bold about it.
Because I was bored. Duh.
Aki's watching us intently. It seems like this conversation has caught her attention. That's a terrible excuse, Liam. Liam throws up his hands in exasperation.
Oh, please. Animals fight all the time in nature. So why shouldn't we throw a little money on it?
Because in nature, animals aren't kept in cages between fights. The losers are shot in the head and...
Yeah, okay. Forget I asked. Let me guess. You're a vegetarian.
I raise an eyebrow. What if I am?
Yeah, I figured as much. I'm really not in the mood for another lecture.
Liam turns and heads up the stairs.
I'm out of here.
Liam bounds up the staircase 2 steps at a time. Aki glares at him as he ascends the steps. She shuts her eyes and breathes out a single quick breath. Without warning, Liam trips on a step and falls forward, planting his face neatly on the top flight of steps. He looks around in a disoriented panic. With some effort, he scrambles to his feet and runs up the stairs, disappearing down the hallway past Mr. Alton's office. I spin to face Aki. What was that? She gazes off into the distance, suddenly interested in some invisible point on the ceiling.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You did that.
Sort of.
Care to elaborate?
Well, when I push a thought into someone's mind, it can be anything. An idea, a desire, or in some cases, a simple scream. It has a sort of disorienting effect. Confuses the senses momentarily.
So I assume you screamed into his head. She smirks.
Comes in handy more than you'd expect.
I'm not sure whether I should be impressed or disgusted.
You could be impressed and disgusted. Impressed?
No. Please don't. Talk? I don't think there's anything to talk to you about. Nope. I'm coming to you, Lime. Talk to you later. Examine that. Wooden box at the far end of the room. It's the only item in the room that can't be seen from the security cameras. It's also one of the few items not under glass. I suspect that Mr. Otten was hiding something in this box. I run my hands along the side of the box, looking for some sort of latch or door. One of the decorative panels on the box shifts under my fingers, but nothing happens. Hey, Lime, do you know anything about this? I point at the box. Lime approaches it and inspects it carefully.
It's locked.
What do you mean? I don't see a keyhole on it or anything. She shakes her head.
It is a puzzle box. You must rearrange the panels on the side to open the doors.
I see. How do I do that? She shakes her head again.
I will do it.
Are you sure?
I want to help. Aki does not let me work because she worries about me. But there's no danger with this. I can be useful again.
Of course you can. Well, if she wants to, I don't see why I shouldn't let her. She probably has a better idea of what to do anyway. I wouldn't actually know where to begin. She touches the side panel lightly and slides it back and forth, tilting her ear towards the box as if she's listening for something. After a few seconds, she moves her hands to the other side of the box and repeats the process. She pauses, takes a step back, and looks at the box carefully.
This will take some time. Please return later.
Huh? Oh, sure. I back out of the room to give her some time to yourself. Yep. Hey, feeling better?
Yes. I'm sorry for earlier. I just needed some time to myself to think.
Come up with anything?
I'm really not sure. I'm probably just overthinking.
About what?
Mr. Otten's death.
She touches the side of her forehead and rubs it slowly.
I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking. Sometimes I see scandal where there isn't any. I really need to do more research before I say anything.
Marissa's definitely nervous about something. She keeps repeating herself. Has she figured out something? Talk to you? No other questions. I don't want to screw up, but there is something that's going to happen. Nope. Okay, Gursky, coming to you. This is always the hard part, trying to remember where to go. Turns out Mr. On cut Liam from his will. We already knew that. A lot of people were mad at Mr. On because of his research. Detective Gursky rolls his eyes.
Don't I know it. There have been multiple public demonstrations concerning Auden Engineering's work.
Do you think it might have something to do with his death?
It's possible, but it's hardly likely. I don't see how any one of his demonstrators could have gotten in here to kill Mr. Auden. An attempt on his life by one of them is more likely to take the form of a gunman or a bomb.
That's it.
Talk to you later.
I feel like I'm missing something. Quick look into each of the rooms. Talk to you. Nope. Nope. How's it going with the puzzle box? Limi nods at the wooden box. I approach it and gently touch the doors. I hear a soft click. The doors spring open, making a little sound on the smoothly carved hinges. Whoa, good job. My heart sinks as soon as the doors open. It's empty. Li Mei nods and touches my hand. A small smile flickers across her lips.
That is only the first door.
The first door? What are you talking about? She takes my hand and places it in the box, pressing my fingertips against the underside of the top of the box. My fingers trace out the shape of a small hole carved into the wood. Next to it, a worn series of characters, probably Chinese. There's a keyhole in here. Li Mei nods. What does the writing say?
The key is in the place between mind and body.
There must be some sort of secret compartment hidden in here. I guess we'll have to find the key in order to open it. Li Mei nods.
I have already searched this room, but I cannot find it.
Then maybe it's somewhere else in the house. It's in a place between mind and body. I wonder what that means. Li Mei's eyes flick back to the tapestry on the wall. Oh. Okay. So based on her explanation earlier, mind and body, that's between the tiger and the dragon. I think that's what it was. And I'm waiting for something to happen if you haven't figured, but right here. This thing in the center, this orb. The center of the fountain features dragon and tiger. Is that the space between mind and body that the puzzle box was referring to? I run my hand. That weird sound, if you heard it, was my dog. I run my hand along the orb. Nothing. Mr. Allen was trying to keep all of his secrets, so I look up at the camera on the ceiling and move around the fountain slowly until I'm hidden from view. Sophia's going to kill me if she finds me messing with this thing. I run my hand down the orb carefully until I feel a seam in the glass. I press it gently and it moves to the side, revealing a thin metal rod, twisted into an intricate pattern on one end. Is this the key? I glance up just to make sure the camera isn't watching me before I take the key and slide it into my pocket. Yep, got that. Wrong room. Nothing? Okay. Li Mei looks up at me with a smile as soon as I enter.
You're excited.
Yay! Of course I am. I hold up the key I found hidden in the water fountain. Li Mei smiles. She's clearly as pleased as I am. I place the key in her delicate fingers and she inserts it into the keyhole. She moves it back and forth slowly, pressing her ear to the side of the box as she does. I hear a metallic click followed by the sound of something falling. Finally, she lets out a quiet sigh. She straightens up and nods confidently. You got it? She steps aside to show me the open box. A single SD card lies in the bottom of the box. Li Mei and I look at each other with triumphant smiles. I take the SD card from the box and tuck it into my back pocket. We'll have a look at it later. Nice work. Li Mei looks pleased with herself. She nods, as if to agree that she did, in fact, do a good job. Okay, if I'm correct, things should be happening very shortly.
I'll talk to you later then.
Should be very shortly. Damn it. Hey, I didn't know I could do that.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Okay. There. I told you something's gonna happen. My stomach lurches as soon as I step into the hallway. Oh no. I spin around looking down the stretch of doors, but I don't see anything. What is it? Who? The bathroom. It has to be in there. I rush to the bathroom door and throw it open. Oh my god! As soon as I enter the bathroom, my stomach does another flip. This is not the scene I was hoping for. The mirror in the bathroom has been shattered by a single blow. Lines of red trickle slowly down the glass. A body has been hastily tossed into one of the bathroom stalls. I approach and recoil at the sight. It's Marissa. Shards of glass are embedded in her forehead and blood drips slowly down her face. The blood hasn't dried yet. That means she must have died recently. Well, considering you were just in there trying to talk to her, yeah. I kneel beside her and touch her hand. As soon as my fingertips touch her palm, my mind is flooded with her final thoughts. I'm struggling, but whoever is holding me is stronger than I am. I twist around and open my mouth to scream, but I feel my head being forced forward. The last thing I see is my reflection rushing towards me. In the mirror, I see the blur of my assailant reflected as well. Kevin. A sharp pain rips through my head, and then nothing. As soon as I return to reality, I stand and run to the lobby. Detective Gursky! Aki!
Whoa, Con, what's up?
I stopped to catch my breath. It's Marissa. She's been killed.
What?
In the bathroom. It was... Our conversation is interrupted by a shrill beeping noise.
What is that?
Upstairs, I hear the pounding of footsteps. Liam races down the stairs, his eyes lit with excitement. Naoki follows behind him, looking confused.
Hey, can we finally go now?
What? No.
But we're coming out of lockdown. That beeping noise means that all the doors are going to be unlocked.
Unlocked? Oh no.
We race down the hallway to the security room. The door is hanging wide open. Kevin is nowhere to be seen. Lime appears in the doorway. She looks scared.
Kevin ran out through the museum. I tried to stop him, but he had a knife.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Well... No, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Aki shakes her head and places a hand on Lime's shoulder.
No, it's okay. We did the right thing.
Even as she says that, her face tightens. She's clearly not happy. Unfortunately, Naoki appears behind Lime with more sad news. Bad news.
Liam's gone too. We made a bolt for the front door as soon as we turned around. Detective Gursky went after him, but...
Aki smashes her fist into the keyboard, and I'm fairly certain I hear the sound of plastic snapping.
How could we have been so stupid?
Oh, no.
Naoki watches helplessly while Aki fumes.
Stupid! Stupid! Stupid!
There was nothing we could have done.
Nothing? Well, that's not true.
Aki snorts through her nose.
We had everything, Con, but we didn't piece it together fast enough. We should have known, and now look. Marissa's dead, and 2 of our suspects have run away. Surely we could have stopped at least some of this.
Which I think is funny because this whole route began when I decided to stay with Mr. Otten and them to find his body instead of going down to the basement. Because with this whole safe thing, I assume that's what opens up this entire route to not figure it out in time. Which is interesting. Aki sighs and her shoulders sink.
We're going to be in so much trouble. I don't know if
Her rage has disappeared, replaced by a sense of broken defeat.
we're done here. Let's just wait for the police. There's nothing we can do anymore.
Hey, it's not a total loss. I reach into my pocket and run my finger slowly along the edge of the SD card.
What are you talking about?
I'm interrupted by the sound of sirens.
Looks like the police are here.
Aki gives me a knowing look.
We'll talk about this later.
Yes. Skip that. As soon as we arrive back at the apartment, Aki locks the front door and turns to face Lime and I.
So, did you find anything?
Well, yeah, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. I pull out the SD card from my back pocket.
Where did you find that?
The museum. Mr. Otten went to great lengths to keep this hidden.
Then we'd better have a look at it.
I don't know. Don't you think we should hand this over to Detective Gursky?
Why would we do that? If it's important, we'll let him know about it eventually. Besides, it's not like the police would have found that anyway, so they're not missing out on anything.
I guess so.
So what are we waiting for? Let's have a look at this.
She pops the SD card into their computer and we wait patiently for the data to load. I click through the files quickly, and we scan the contents of each one as they load. Most of it looks like little more than complicated formulas and diagrams to me. Something about breaking down certain types of tissue, it seems.
A lot of this is pretty complicated stuff.
No kidding. It looks like Mr. Otten's been working on some sort of secret project for quite some time.
Suddenly, things start to fall into place. His office was private so that no one would see him working. When he was done, he'd hide his secrets in the vault in the museum. No one would even guess anything was there. Whatever this project was, it must have meant a lot to him.
Oh hey, a video file!
I double-click, and the file pops open. A pixelated video fills the screen.
Wow, lousy camera quality.
Aki frowns and resizes the video, but it doesn't do much to improve the quality. From what I can make out, the video appears to be of a young man walking down a bare white hallway.
Where was this taken?
It looks like security camera footage. The angle's very high.
So Mr. Otten was spying on someone? That's creepy.
The video zooms in on the young man's face, and an uneasy feeling settles in my stomach. Aki stares at the screen, then back at me.
Khan, this guy in the video? That's you.
And that's your big cliffhanger ending. Like I said, I don't know which one the sequel is gonna continue off of. Because that seemed like some important information right there, but in the other one, we solved the murder and pretty much everyone got out okay for the most part, so it's kind of interesting. And as you can see, there's still 2 things I don't have. It's like, from before, we had that one, that one, that one, and that one, right? Those 4? And this one we got I don't know what these 2 are. And I don't know if I will try to figure out how to get them. This may very well be the last video. But yeah. For now, I'm calling it the last video. And if I figure something out, then I'll upload something else. But assume this is going to be the end of my Kansei playthrough. Anyway, this was probably a really long video, but that's okay. Yeah. Still really like this game, and it gives you more options to get a different ending, which is really cool. And you learn a little bit more about the characters this way, which is nice. Anyway, I'm WaitWhat, and this was Kansei. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back with, I guess, Yosei, I believe it was Yosei, the sequel, real soon. Goodbye. I just said that, but I just found out how to get the true route, and you have to get the other 2 endings first, which I just did. So, no, there will be 1 or 2 more videos showing the true ending. So yeah, look forward to that. Thank you, and goodbye.